doubt I never meant to hold. Quiet storms forming when my fears grew bold. But somewhere in the silence, a new truth told. I'm not controlled, I'm being remolded.
Yeah, I used to walk with my head down low, thinking every failure was a seed I'd sow. Why do our shadows stretch when dreams shrink? Why does the fear speak louder than we think? I trace my steps through streets that failed me once. Talk to my past like an honest response. Funny how pain becomes the teacher you need, planting the courage you someday heed. Me on a cracked concrete lane, hands shaking under the weight of the pain. Didn't know then that the hurt I knew was building rooms I once knew.
Beneath the weight I outgrew who I once knew.
Beneath the weight I outgrew who I once knew. Turning quiet battles into something true. Heartbeat rising in a brighter hue. I'm pushing on, breaking through. Every scar whispers what I couldn't view, shaping every loss into something new. I'm learning strength in the things I pursue, becoming me. Overdue.
Overdue.
Yeah. Look, I learned the hardest fights are fought alone, where silence answers in a softer tone. Can I forgive the doubts I let survive? Can I honor the strength I kept alive? I stopped comparing my journey to theirs, dropped expectations I couldn't bear. Truth hits clearer when you trust your pace. Winning begins when you give yourself grace. I'm out of symbolic shit.
Sun warms the ground, old fears unbound. New voice forming in the background. And as I step past all I've been through, I finally saw what I could do beneath the weight I outgrew. Who I'll become beneath the weight I outgrew. Who I once knew. Turning quiet battles into something true. Heartbeat rising in a brighter hue. I'm pushing on, breaking through. Every scar whispers what I couldn't view, shaping every loss into something new. I'm learning strength in the things I pursue, becoming me. Overdue. Overdue. A quiet breath, and the light answers back.
Running through the breakthrough with fire in my chest. Every scar tested me, but I rose from the rest. Life hit hard, but I kept my quest. Now I walk blessed, no second guess. I came from nights where hope felt thin, battled doubts buried deep within. Everyone said I'd break someday, but I turned those cracks into my runway. I faced mirrors I didn't want to see, far versions of who I used to be. Pain tried hard to keep me on the floor, but you learn your strength when you want it more. Me with my fists on the table, saying I'll rise again if I'm able. Some storms don't fade when the clouds divided, but I survived and never found. Running through the breakthrough, showing how running through the breakthrough, showing how running through the breakthrough, showing how I rise, turning every failure into something wise. Heartbeat booming with no disguise. I'm pushing on, touching the skies. Radical in my old realize, breaking every wall I once idealized. Strength is a voice only pain implies. I claim my path, no compromise. Look, I doubted myself more times than you know. Held on tight when I should've let go. But growth shows up when the pressure's real, and truth tastes sharp when you learn to heal. Every setback sharpened my flame. Now I run forward, owning my name. I'm not the kid who froze in fear. I'm the one who made the way clear. Weight turns light, weakness becomes fight. Future unfolds in a vibrant sight. And as the sunrise hit my worn out shoes, I knew this time I don't lose. Running through the breakthrough, shaping who I'll be. Running through the breakthrough, shaping who I'll be. A sudden warmth hits my chest, and I finally call it victory. A sudden warmth hits my chest, and I finally call it victory. Light rises in quiet places when the world slows down. Soft glow lifting shadows off the ground. Sometimes hope appears without a sound. I turn around, feel it surround. Despair a sound as pequeñas coisas. Yeah. Woke up breathing lighter than I did last night. Thoughts rearranging in a softer light. Why do the calm days speak the loudest truth? Why does the sunrise whisper back my youth? Steps on pavement feel steady again. Trust in myself growing from within. Roads look clearer when you break the mold. Even small courage starts to unfold. Yeah. Me sitting by a window low, watching life pass like a gentle flow. Those faded doubts I used to chase now leave space for something great.
Light rises in quiet places, guiding my pace.
Light rises in quiet places, guiding my pace. Turning all the pressure into gentle space. Heart beat steady in a warm embrace. I'm moving on, yeah, with grace. Soft winds carry hope across my face, shaping every moment in a sacred trace. Life feels different when you slow the race. I find my light in place. Look, I've been learning healing isn't rushed. Strength grows louder when the noise is hushed. Yeah. Can I forget the way I used to break? Can I rebuild with every step I take? Yeah. Friends told me progress comes in little sparks. Small revelations lighting up the dark. Truth feels warmer when you let it land. Like sunlight brushing your open hand. Symbolic shift, air turns cold. Thoughts unfold, future rising where the shadows hold. And as the morning caught my tired eyes, I felt my spirit start to rise.
Light rises in quiet places,
And now it rises in me. Quiet breath, and the day opens gently. Look, I used to fall beneath the weight I claimed. Soft voices telling me I stay unnamed, but they'd be quiet, doubt they kept me chained. Faded, untamed, once I reclaimed. Yeah, I hid behind the walls I built in haste. Dreams have grown that I let slip to waste. Why do we run from the things we need? Why do insecurities take the lead? Looked in the mirror, barely knew my frame. Saw someone tired of feeling the same. I kept my voice small just to fit the room, covering truth in a borrowed gloom. Me writing and me fragment, me writing notes I never share. Afraid the world would say I'm not enough to care, but fear taught lessons carved deep and clear, turning the quiet into something sincere. Brighter than the fear I carry for years, turning silent tremors into souvenirs. Heartbeat steady through the atmosphere. I rise again without the tears. Every shadow that once felt severe slowly breaks open when I persevere. Strength grows louder when the doubt disappears. I'm moving on, shifting gears, yeah.
To shrink when the world called my name. Thought every flaw was a mark of shame. Can I forgive the weight I let inside? Can I embrace the parts I tried to hide? Sunrise hit different on a changing day. Show me paths I tucked away. Truth lands softly when you let it near. Speaking the words you refuse to hear. Light grows warm, thoughts transform. Future rising past a quiet storm. And walking forward through the brighter air, I found a strength I didn't know was there. Anger brighter than the fear, becoming who I am. The camera pulls back, brighter than the fear I be.
Brighter than the fear I carry for years,
Brighter than the fear I be.
turning silent tremors into souvenirs.
Brighter than the fear I be.
Heartbeat steady through the atmosphere. I rise again without the tears. Every shadow that once felt severe. Lights I didn't know I had started breaking through. Saw a form glow in a world I once knew. Every quiet failure taught me something true. I rise anew, becoming new. Becoming new. Yeah. I spent years fighting shadows in my chest, trying to outrun what made me feel less. Why does the past hold on so tight? Why do we dim our own inner light? Walk through nights I didn't think I'd heal, moments too heavy for a heart to feel. But growth hits slow like a sunrise tone, showing strength I thought I'd never own. Me staring at a mirror crack, promising myself I wouldn't look back. Some truths wake up when the world is still, teaching you will through a broken skill.
Lights I didn't know how to show where I stand. Lights I didn't know how to show where I stand. Turning all my losses into something I command. Heartbeat rising like a shifting sand. I'm holding on, stronger than planned. Every quiet moment helps me understand. Pain plants seeds, the brave expand. Now I walk forward with an open hand. I choose my life, unscanned.
Look, the days grew kinder when I learned to breathe, letting go of narratives I used to weave. Can I forgive the version lost in doubt? Can I grow roots from a life worn out? An old friend told me your story's yours. Said healing starts when the silence roars. Truth hits lighter when you stop to chase. Finding meaning in the empty space. Fear turns clear, hope draws near. Future opens like a new frontier. And as the night bowed gently to my flame, I walked ahead, finally naming my name.
Lights I didn't know I had, show who I'll be. Lights I didn't know I had to show who I'll be.
The horizon lifts, and for once, I live with it. Lights on the road back home, glowing through the rain. Soft shine rising from a quiet pain. Yeah, hey, hey. Every mile whispers what I can't regain. I breathe again, yeah. Breaking the chain, yeah, yeah. I walked a long path, losing parts of me, yeah. Chasing shadows no one else could see, yeah. Nights felt heavy with what I couldn't hold. Dreams grew quiet, turning faint and cold, yeah. Passed by places where I lost my name. Echoes calling from a younger flame. Some roads hurt before they let you grow, but still they show what you must know, yeah.
Me sitting on a rooftop late, sky wide open trying to trust fate. Wind on my face saying start again. And for once, I let it in.
Lights on the road back home,
leading where I ride.
Lights on the road back home,
leading where I ride.
Lights on the road back home,
leading where I ride. Oh.
Lights on the road back home,
leading where I ride. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, yeah. Every small step lifts the fitted tide, shaping who I'm becoming with no disguise. Breathing in the world with a heart revised. I'm finding space to realize. Look, I met my doubts walking down the street, yeah. Told them softly we no longer meet. Pain was a chapter, never the whole book. Just needed courage to take a deeper look. Told my old self, you made it this far. Even cracked edges can shine like a star. The truth is simple, life bends then lifts. Every setback hides its hidden gifts. The dawn breaks slow, soft winds blow. New strength rising where the fears let go. And as the light spilled gently through the dawn, I saw the path I'm meant to walk on. Eyes on the road back home, showing who I'll be.
Lights on the road back home,
leading where I ride.
Lights on the road back home,
leading where I ride.
Lights on the road back home,
leading where I ride.
Lights on the road back home,
leading where I ride.
Lights on the road back home,
leading where I ride. The horizon opens wide, and I take my first quiet step toward it. Ba-da-da-da-da-do-do, da-da-da-da-da-do-do.
I rose through the quiet streets, holding on to light. Soft hope drifting through the edge of night. The world felt heavy, but my steps stayed right. I learned to fight by shining bright. Yeah, I used to freeze when the doubt spoke loud. Heart buried deep underneath the crowd. Why does the fear always pull you low? Why does the truth take time to show? Walk through corners where my past felt near. Shadow reminding me of every fear. But still I move, even slow, even scared, yeah. Cause rising starts the day of aware, yeah. Me sitting alone in the dim lit room, thinking failure was my final bloom. Some moments try to cage your will, but rising still is rising still. Rising through the quiet shows how I grow. 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 Look, I used to run from the weight I felt, yeah. Blame the world for the hand I was dealt. But healing came when I faced my scars, traced my wounds like forgotten stars. A friend once told me your light's still there. Warm sunrise in the morning air. And I believed it when the day stood still, letting life teach what I couldn't will. The wind grows warm, the heart reforms. A future rises beyond the storm. And as the skyline opened into gold, I found my courage taking hold. Rising through the quiet, shaking who I'll be. Rising through the quiet, shaking who I'll be. Rising through the quiet shows how I grow. 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 Rising through the quiet shows. Rising through the quiet shows. The sun climbs over the rooftops, yeah. And for the first time I climb with it, yeah. The sun climbs over the rooftops, yeah. And for the first time I climb with it.
Running light through shadows I thought would never fade. Warm glow, rising when my fears were laid. Steps grow, steady as new paths are made. I'm unafraid of what I pray. Yeah, I've walked through streets where my doubts took hold. Nights where my fire felt dim and cold. But every setback sketched a hidden line, pushing my heartbeat toward the climb. I saw my reflection in a cracked storefront. Looked at a version I thought I'd confront. Funny how pain becomes your guide when you learn to stand from the inside, man. Me writing promises in a small room, telling myself one day I'll bloom. Some dreams grow slow beneath the dust, waiting for trust, waiting for dust.
Running light through shadows, showing how I rise.
Oh, oh, oh.
Running light through shadows, showing how I rise.
Oh, oh, oh.
Running light through shadows, showing how I rise.
Oh, 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 oh.
Running light through shadows, showing how I rise.
Running light through shadows, showing how I rise. Turning on mistakes in a clearer skies. Heartbeat lifting where the courage lies. I'm holding on to my wise. Every quiet battle once disguised, shaping every tear into something wise. Now I see truth through my own eyes, and I rise. Look, I've been afraid of the storms I've faced. Felt like my worth had been misplaced. The strength grows loud when the nights go long. Broken voices learn a new song. I took slow steps through the hardest parts, gathering hope in shattered hearts. Truth hits brighter when the world seems still, teaching teaching the will, teaching the skill. Light bends, gold, spirit unfolds. Future blooming stronger than what I was told. And as the sunrise found my name, I felt the fire finally tame.
Running light through shadow, shaping who I'll be.
Whoa,
Running light through shadow, shaping who I'll be.
whoa,
Running light through shadow, shaping who I'll be. Running light through shadow, shaping who I'll be.
running light through shadow, shaping who I'll be. Running light through shadow, shame on why. And I take the first step without shaking.
Yeah, I've been running to my own shadow in the dawn, trying to catch the part of me I thought was gone. Every quiet step feels like a brand new song. I move along, becoming strong. Yeah, I used to doubt every truth I held inside, fear in my chest I could never confide. Why does the world feel heavier alone? Why do we break before we're grown? Stared at the mirror like it owed me proof, looking for courage beneath the roof. Funny how strength shows up delayed, right when you think you've overplayed. Me on that late night run, cold air burning but I wouldn't be done. I told myself you're worth the climb, and something shifted out of time.
Running toward my shadow taught me who I am. Running toward my shadow taught me who I am. Turning every failure to a rising plan. Heartbeat climbing like a steady span. I'm moving on, yes I can. Road keeps whispering, go as far as you stand. Shaping every doubt with a gentle hand. I'm learning life in a wider span. Becoming more than I began.
Look, I used to chase what the world thought real, hiding the parts I refused to feel. But growth hits harder when it's self-designed, written in sweat, carved in the mind. I saw my dream looking back one day, didn't turn around, didn't walk away. Truth is a flame you must ignite, even when fear dims the light. Air warm slow, old wounds let go. Future opening like a dawnlit glow. And as the sunrise painted the road ahead, I felt alive in the words unsaid.
Running toward my shadow showed what I could be. Running toward my shadow showed what I could be. The pathway to a rising plan. Heartbeat climbing like a steady span. I'm moving on, yes I can. Road keeps whispering, go as far as you stand. The glare widens quietly, and this time I walk it without looking back.
Street lights blur like chapters turning slow. Soft echoes guiding where I didn't know. Night paint stories only time can show. I rise below, then start to grow.
Yeah, I used to walk these streets with my head down low, heart full of shadows I refused to show. Dreams fell heavy like they never aligned, steps out of rhythm and far from divine. Days slipped by while I hid my doubt,
living in silence, I couldn't talk out. I wasn't broken, just afraid of the climb. Holding my breath, waiting for time.
Me on a rooftop, staring at dawn, wondering how life kept moving on. Some truths hit harder when the sky turns pale, but the heart leaves traces even when frail.
Scene 3 begins when the quiet lets me breathe.
Scene 3 begins when the quiet lets me breathe, turning every failure into something I can weave. Heartbeat steady where the shadows used to grieve. I rise again, I believe. Streetlight stories fall beneath my sleeve, shifting all the weight I once couldn't leave. When the night softened what I couldn't retrieve, I found my strength, not naive.
Look, I learned the future listens when you speak, even if the voice starts small and weak. Courage is quiet, grows under the skin, starts as a tremor, becomes discipline. Fear taught lessons that hope couldn't reach. Pain shaped truths only scars can teach. I'm not who I was, just somewhat refined. A better design, realigned.
Winds turn warm, steps transform. I rise forward from my quiet storm. And as the city opened like a film widescreen, I saw myself somewhere between.
Scene 3 begins when I choose who I'll become.
The dawn, and the world finally steps with me.
I carry years of doubt I never meant to hold. Quiet storms forming when my fears grew bold. But somewhere in the silence a new truth told. I'm not controlled, I'm being remolded. Yeah, I used to walk with my head down low, thinking every failure was a seed I'd sow. Why do our shadows stretch when dreams shrink? Why does the fear speak louder than we think? I trace my steps through streets that failed me once. Talk to my past like an honest response. Funny how pain becomes a teacher you need, planting the courage you someday heed. You got them hungry for it. Me on a cracked concrete lane, hands shaking under the weight of the pain. Didn't know then that the hurt I knew was building rooms I walked through. Beneath the weight I outgrew, I once knew. Beneath the weight I outgrew, I once knew. Turning quiet battles into something true. Heartbeat rising in a brighter you. I'm pushing on, breaking through. Every scar whispers what I couldn't view, shaping every loss into something new. I'm learning strength in the things I pursue, becoming me overdue. Look, I learned the hardest fights I fought alone, with silence answers in a softer tone. Can I forgive the doubts I let survive? Can I honor the strength I kept alive? I stopped comparing my journey to theirs, dropped expectations I couldn't bear. Truth hits clearer when you trust your pace. Winning begins when you give yourself grace. By a symbolic shift, sun warms the ground. Oh, fears unbound. New voice forming in the background. And as I step past all I've been through, I finally saw what I could do. Beneath the weight I outgrew, I'll become. Beneath the weight I outgrew, I'll become. A quiet breath, and the light answers back.
Running through the breakthrough with fire in my chest. Every scar tested me, but I rose from the rest. Life hit hard, but I kept my quest. Now I walk blessed, no second guess. Yeah. I came from nights where hope felt thin, battle doubts buried deep within. Everyone said I'd break someday, but I turned those cracks into my runway. I faced mirrors I didn't wanna see, far versions of who I used to be. Pain tried hard to keep me on the floor, but you learn your strength when you wanted more.
Me with my fists on the table, saying I'll rise again if I'm able. Some storms don't fade when the clouds survive, but I survive and amplified. And then through the breakthrough, showing how I running through the breakthrough, showing how I rose. Running through the breakthrough, showing how I rise. Turning every failure into sunrise. Heartbeat booming with no disguise. I'm pushing on, touching the sky. Footsteps echo in my old field lives. Breaking every wall I once idealized. Strength is a voice only pain implies. I claim my path, no compromise.
Look, I doubted myself more times than you know. Held on tight when I should've let go. But growth shows up when the pressure's real, and truth tastes sharp when you learn to heal. Every setback sharpened my flame. Now I run forward, owning my name. I'm not the kid who froze in fear, I'm the one who made the way clear. Weight turn light, weakness becomes fight. Future unfolds in a vibrant sight. And as the sunrise hit my worn out shoes, I knew this time I don't lose. Running through the breakthrough, shaping who I'll be.
a sudden warmth hits my chest, and I finally call it victory.
Light rises in quiet places when the world slows down. Soft glow lifting shadows off the ground. Sometimes hope appears without a sound. I turn around, feel it surround. Yeah. There is order, some aspect can't escort his eyes. Yeah. Woke up breathing lighter than I did last night. Thoughts rearranging in a softer light. Why do the calm days speak the loudest truth? Why does the sunrise whisper back my youth? Steps on pavement feel steady again. Trust in myself growing from within. Roads look clearer when you break the mold. Even small courage starts to unfold. Came ready in every fragment. Me sitting by a window low, watching life pass like a gentle flow. Those faded doubts I used to chase now leave space for something great. Light rises in quiet places, guiding my pace. Light rises in quiet places, guiding my pace. Turning all the pressure into gentle space. Heartbeat steady in a warm embrace. I'm moving on with grace. Soft winds carry hope across my face, shaping every moment to a sacred trace. Life feels different when you slow the race. I find my light. Look, I've been learning healing isn't rushed. Strength grows louder when the noise is hushed. Can I forget the way I used to break? Can I rebuild with every step I take? Friends told me progress comes in little sparks, small revelations lighting up the dark. Truth feels warmer when you let it land, like sunlight brushing your open-handed. Hair turns gold, thoughts unfold, future rising where the shadows hold. And as the morning caught my tired eyes, I felt my spirit start to rise. Light rises in quiet places, and now it rises in me. One quiet breath, and the day opens gently. I used to fall beneath the weight I claimed. Saw voices telling me I'd stay unnamed, but every quiet doubt that kept me chained faded untamed once I reclaimed. Yeah, I hid behind the walls I built in haste, dreams half grown that I let slip away. Why do we run from the things we need? Why do insecurities take the lead? Looked in the mirror, barely knew my frame. Saw someone tired of feeling the same. I kept my voice small just to fit the room, covering truth in the borrowed gloom. Me writing, let me find it. Me writing notes I never shared. Afraid the world say I'm not enough to care, but fear taught lessons carved deep and clear. Turn it into fear I carry for years, brighter than the fear I carried for years.
Brighter than the fear I carried for years, turning silent tremors into souvenirs. Heartbeat steady through the atmosphere. I rise again without the tears. Every shadow that once felt severe slowly breaks open when I persevere. Strength grows louder when the doubt disappears. I'm moving on, shifting gears, shifting gears.
Look, I used to shrink when the world called my name. Thought every flaw was a mark of shame. Can I forgive the weight I let inside? Can I embrace the parts I try to hide? Sunrise hit different on a changing day. Show me paths I tucked away. Truth lands softly when you let it near, speaking the words you refuse to hear. Light grows warm, thoughts transform, future rising past the quiet storm, and walking forward through the brighter air. I found a strength I didn't know was there, brighter than the fear. Becoming who I am, becoming who I am, becoming who I am. The camera pulls back, and the world finally fits me. Yeah, I spent years fighting shadows in my chest, trying to outrun what made me feel less. Why does the past hold on so tight? Why do we dim our own inner light? Walk through nights I didn't think I'd heal, moments too heavy for a heart to feel. But growth hits slow like a sunrise tone, showing strength I thought I'd never own. Me staring at a mirror cracked, promising myself I wouldn't look back. Some truths wake up when the world is still, teaching you will through broken skill.
Lights I didn't know I had show where I stand.
Nights I didn't know I'd show where I stand, turning all my losses into something I command. Heartbeat rising like a shifting sand.
I'm holding on, stronger than planned. Every quiet moment helps me understand. Pain plant seeds at the grave expand. Now I walk forward with an open hand. I choose my life. Unscared.
Look, the days grew kinder when I learned to breathe, letting go of narratives I used to weed. Can I forgive the version lost in doubt? Can I grow roots from a life worn out? An old friend told me, your story's yours. Said healing starts when the silence roars. Truth hits lighter when you stop the chase, finding meaning in the empty space. Symbolic shift, fear turns clear, hope draws near. Future opens like a new frontier. And as the night bowed gently to my flame, I walked ahead, finally naming my name.
Lights I didn't know I had show who I'll be.
Lights on the road back home, glowing through the rain. Yeah. Soft shine rising from a quiet pain. Yeah. Every mile whispers what I can't regain. I breathe again, yeah. Breaking the chain. Yeah. Yeah. I walked a long path, losing parts of me, chasing shadows no one else could see. Nights felt heavy with what I couldn't hold. Dreams grew quiet, turning faint and cold. Passed by places where I lost my name. Echoes calling from a younger flame. Some roads hurt before they let you grow, but still they show what you must know.
Yo, be sitting on a rooftop late, sky wide open, trying to trust fate. Yeah. Wind on my face saying start again, and for once, I let it in.
Lights on the road back home, leading where I rise, turning all my failures into clearer skies. Heartbeat steady with a hopeful prize. I'm holding on, open-eyed. Every small step lifts the fear that ties, shaping who I'm becoming with no disguise. Breathing in the world with the heart revised. I'm finding space to realize.
I met my doubts walking down the street. Told them softly we no longer meet. Pain was a chapter, never the whole book. Just needed courage to take a deeper look. Told my old self, you made it this far. Even cracked edges could shine like a star. The truth is simple, life bends then lifts. Every setback hides its hidden gifts. Some dawn breaks slow, soft winds blow. New strength rising where the fears let go. And as the lights spill gently through the dawn, I saw the path I'm meant to walk on.
Lights on the road back home, showing who I'll be. Lights on the road back home, showing who I'll be. Lights on the road back home, leading where I rise, turning all my failures into clearer skies. Heartbeat steady with the hopeful prize. I'm holding on, open eyes.
take my first quiet step toward it.
I rose through the quiet streets, holding on to light. Soft hope drifting through the edge of night. The world felt heavy, but my steps stayed right. I learned to fight by shining bright. Yeah. I used to freeze when the doubt spoke loud. Heart buried deep underneath the crowd. Why does the fear always pull you low? Why does the truth take time to show? Walk through corners where my past felt near. Shadows reminded me of every fear. But still I move, even slow, even scared. Cause rising stars, the day you're aware. Me sitting alone in a dim lit room, thinking failure was my final bloom. Some moments try to cage your will, but rising still is rising still. Rising through the quiet shows how I grow. Oh, oh. Rising through the quiet shows how I grow. Oh, oh. Rising through the quiet shows how I grow. Oh, oh. Rising through the quiet shows how I grow. Yeah. Rising through the quiet shows how I grow. Turning broken chapters into something slow. Heartbeat steady in a warming glow. I'm holding on, letting go. Every step forward makes the shadows bow, shaping all the pain and the strength I allow. Walking with the truth I'm learning to know. I rise again, even now. Look, I used to run from the weight I felt, blame the world for the hand I was dealt. But healing came when I faced my scars, traced my wounds like forgotten stars. A friend once told me your light's still there, warm as stars in the morning air. And I believed it when the day stood still, letting life teach what I couldn't will. The wind grows warm, the heart reforms, the future rises beyond the storm. And as the skyline opened into gold, I found my courage taking hold. Found the courage shaping who I'll be. Rising through the quiet, shaping who I'll be. Oh, oh, oh. Rising through the quiet, shaping who I'll be. Oh, oh, oh. Rising through the quiet, shaping who I'll be. Oh, oh, oh. Rising through the quiet, shaping who I'll be. The sun clouds over the rooftops, and for the first time I climb with it. Rising through the quiet shade. Oh, oh. Rising through the quiet shade. Running light through shadows I thought would never fade. Warm glow rising when my fears were laid. Steps grow steady as new paths are made. I'm unafraid of what I've prayed, of what I've prayed. Yeah. I've walked through streets when my doubts took hold, nights where my fire felt dim and cold. But every setback sketched a hidden line, pushing my heartbeat toward a climb. I saw my reflection in a cracked storefront, looked at a version I thought I'd confront. Funny how pain becomes your guide when you learn to stand from the inside.
The memory fragment,
me writing promises in a small room, telling myself one day I'll bloom. Some dreams grow slow beneath the dust, waiting for trust, waiting for thrust.
running light through shadows, showing art, cinematographical, melodical. Running light through shadows, showing how I rise.
afraid of the storms I face. Felt like my worth had been misplaced. But strength grows loud when the nights go long, and broken voices learn a new song. I took slow steps through the hardest parts, gathering hope and shattered hearts. As truth hits brighter when the world seems still, teaching the will, teaching the skills to embellish shift. Light bends gold, spirit unfolds, future blooming stronger than what I was told. And as the sunrise found my name, I felt the fire finally tame.
Running light through shadows, shaping who I'll be. The horizon opens wide, and I take the first step without shaking. And I take the first step without shaking.
Yeah, I've been running toward my own shadow in the dawn, trying to catch the part of me I thought was gone. Every quiet step feels like a brand new song. I move along, becoming strong. Yeah, I used to doubt every truth I held inside, fear in my chest I could never confide. Why does the world feel heavier alone? Why do we break before we're grown? Stared at the mirror like it owed me proof, looking for courage beneath the roof. Funny how strength shows up delayed, right when you think you've overplayed. And on the memory fragment, me on that late night run, cold air burning but I wouldn't be done. I told myself you're worth the climb, and something shifted out of time.
Running toward my shadow taught me who I am, turning every failure to a rising plan.
Heartbeat climbing like a steady spin, I'm moving on, yes I can. Road keeps whispering go as far as you stand,
Shaping every doubt with a gentle hand.
I'm learning life in a wider span,
Becoming more than I began.
I used to chase what the world thought real, hiding the parts I refused to feel. But growth hits harder when it's self-designed, written in sweat, carved in the mind. I saw my dream looking back one day, didn't turn around, didn't walk away. Truth is a flame you must ignite, even when fear dims the light. Air warm, slow, old wounds let go, future opening like a dawn-lit glow. And as the sunrise painted the road ahead, I felt alive in the words unsaid.
Running toward my shadow, show what I could be. My shadow, show what I could be. The path widens quietly, and this time I walk it without looking back.
lights blur like chapters turning slow. Soft echoes guiding where I didn't know. Night paint stories only time can show. I rise below, then start to grow. Yeah, I used to walk these streets with my head down low. Heart full of shadows I refused to show. Dreams felt heavy like they never aligned. Steps out of rhythm and far from divine. Days slipped by while I hid my doubt. Living in silence, I couldn't talk out. I wasn't broken, just afraid of the climb. Holding my breath, waiting for time. Me on a rooftop staring at dawn. Wondering how life kept moving on. Some truths hit harder when the sky turns pale, but the heart leaves traces, even when frail.
Scene 3 begins when the quiet lets me breathe.
Scene 3 begins when the quiet lets me breathe. Turning every failure into something I can weave. Heartbeat steady where the shadows used to grieve. I rise again, I believe. Scene 3 begins when the quiet lets me breathe. Turning every failure into something I can weave. Heartbeat steady where the shadows used to grieve. I rise again, I believe. Street light stories fall beneath my sleeve, shifting all the weight I once couldn't leave. When the night softened what I couldn't retrieve, I found my strength, not naive. Look, I learned the future listens when you speak, even if the voice starts small and weak. Courage is quiet, grows under the skin. Starts as a tremor, becomes discipline. Fear taught lessons that hope couldn't reach. Pain shaped truths only scars can teach. I'm not who I was, just somewhat refined. A better design, realigned, hands turn violent. Shit, winds turn warm, steps transform. I rise forward from my quiet storm. And as the city opened like a film widescreen, I saw myself somewhere between.
Scene 3 begins when I choose who I'll become. Scene 3 begins when I choose who I'll become.
I step toward the dawn.